Hello and welcome back to Shokuho, and we're here in the smithery because we want to make sure that we have the opportunity to create some of the strongest possible gear that we can. And of course, I am running around with a Nodachi that we created that is extremely good. However, there are even better things that we can make. And as you can see right here, I've actually been smithing for a little bit of time, taking me about, let me see, probably about half an hour. I think probably about half an hour to get to this point where we have pretty much every single blade unlocked apart from the last tier 5 one. And then we also have every single guard unlocked here. And of course, we have every single handle unlocked just because that's the way it is. I'm not entirely sure if we can get better ones. I don't think so. Anyway, what we're going to do is I've actually just, created this pretty wonderful thing here where we can hopefully make some stuff. Yeah, we could do this. We could do some of this. This is not too bad. Unfortunately for me, we do have a significant loss of crafting materials. That is going to be a bit of an issue, but we did reach 75, which is exactly the reason why I wanted to actually start the video here, because we leveled up and we reached 75 in smithing. So I thought, hey, you know what? Double whammy sounds pretty good. Now we're getting Curious Smith, which allows us to learn new part designs when smithing. Not entirely sure if that's even necessary at this point, because as I just showed you, we do have pretty much everything that the Nodachi has available for us. So we could potentially get something else, like for a polearm or another two-handed weapon, like for example the katana or whatever. That could be a potential thing for us. Anyway, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to have a quick look and see if there's anything really good here in the one-handed tree. Because there are a number of crossovers between two-handed and one-handed, sometimes benefiting both. For example, look at this one. This is insane, right? This is absolutely incredible for a movement-based build. And considering we are playing, I mean, obviously the mod has no shields, technically. You can't hold a shield and run around with it and all that stuff. That is fundamentally making movement speed builds so much more powerful. And I think that could be extremely useful. So what about if we try to get a one-handed, I don't know, maybe a really good one-handed weapon? A good one-handed weapon would make a huge difference to our, shall we say, close quarters combat proficiency. We would be very good with that. Polearm doesn't seem to have absolutely anything at all. So what I'm actually going to do is, instead of speccing into trade or into leadership or anything like that, even in charm skill, I mean, charm skill would actually be relatively decent because that would provide me with 30% more influence. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spec it to one-handed here, and we're actually going to go and create a really nice one-handed weapon. I don't know what it is going to be yet. Could be a wakizashi, could be something like that. We're going to be increasing our endurance to 7 here, even though it's not particularly necessary, because smithing skill does actually provide us with endurance sometime later. Yeah, there, but it's 225. It's going to take us a long time to get there, if we're even going to get there in time. So yeah, anyway, let's take a quick look and see exactly what kinds of one-handed weapons we could make. So we could obviously make the kama, but you can see here that they basically have, well, they have pretty much no parts, they don't have that many parts available. We could make axes. Axes are relatively decent, actually, surprisingly enough. And then, of course, we could make a wakizashi. I'm not entirely sure if you can make one-handed katanas. I'm assuming you can, but I'm not sure which ones they would be. I mean, you could see that actually right there, because basically the handle changes. Let's actually just see here. I think maybe the handle changes what it is, or it just might be that katanas are all going to be two-handed. It might very well be that is the case. Yeah, it does look like that's the case. Okay, so not a katana then. And We could go for this, maybe. No, no, this is a big polearm. Never mind. That is a very, very big polearm. So yeah, basically it's wakizashi or an axe potentially, but that's pretty much it. It doesn't seem like we're going to be getting anything else from this. So I'm going to create a bunch of wakizashis, I suppose. I don't have any energy right now, so I'm going to have to wait, but that's okay. Or, on second thought, we could actually just do this caravan ambush mission for a real quick second, because, I mean, let's face it, we can never do wrong with doing one of these. It's extremely fun, and indeed, it is going to give us some pretty nice rewards. Unfortunately, I am going to get run down here, but that's okay. That's actually fine. I don't mind that, because as long as we take damage, that means no one else is. You know, and we do have some pretty good armor in comparison to a lot of our friends here, so we should have a pretty decent time. Unfortunately, I am not able to get that many kills because, well, my timing is off, and I'm also getting run down by the opposing forces' mounts, and that is making things a little bit difficult for us, but yes, this is obviously going to be an issue with mounted enemies. You're very, very clearly going to have issues with that. Oh, that was a nice hit. Oh, I love that. Those are the kinds of situations that I absolutely love. Not so much that one, but yeah. Those kinds of situations where you literally just, you get the perfect timing. It's so satisfying to see that happen. Unfortunately, they're very rare. they're pretty rare, at the very least. Anyway, there you go. Look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. 5.6 renown, 10.9 influence. Obviously, nothing in comparison to a really, really good battle, but loads of damage right there. Loads of damage. Really, really fun. All right, so technically what we could do is we could get one of these guys. Now, I'm not entirely sure, but I believe this is an explosive. It might be an explosive or something like that, which may be kind of cool, but I'm a little bit worried about some, shall we say, friendly fire damage. Yes, a little bit worried about that, but hopefully that's not going to make too much difference to us. And yeah, I mean, look at the loot. Great loot. Absolutely amazing stuff. And we can literally go back. I have 149,000 now, by the way, and the reason why I have this is because of my caravans. My caravans are just generating so much cash. It's actually a little bit bonkers. Really, really nice. And I mean, to be fair, I actually believe that that is exactly how it should be. Like, if you invest a significant amount of cash, and I'm talking about, you know, what did I put in? 11,500 or something like that. 11,500 to 15,000 or even 20,000 for a caravan. I personally believe you should get rewarded for it, because I mean, yeah, sure, there are going to be those moments where you don't really have a significant amount of profit here and there, because that's just how things go. You know, the market is going to fluctuate in certain cases, but in general, I think it is, I mean, it's pretty natural to assume that because you have invested something, you're hopefully going to get some cash back from that. And it does seem as though that is actually paying off here. I'm going to be going for Stout Defender here, even though I'm probably not going to be recruiting too many prisoners, at least not at the moment. But Stout Defender is definitely one of the best perks in the game, in my opinion at least. And we now have another party of actually bandits that have a significant amount of people. Very surprising, but obviously if you can, yes, if you could tell, our forces are absolutely destroying them, which is exactly how they should be, because we do have a rather large contingent of gunners, and it makes sense that we would be very, very likely to slaughter pretty much everyone. Oh, yes. Oh, I love going in there when we can hit multiple targets. It's so fun. And there we go. They're all dead. That's it. Nice and easy. And look at my two-handed and athletic skill. Almost to 125 now as well. I've actually never had such a really, shall we say, not easy time, but I'm having a hugely fun time leveling up my skills. Most of the time, it does take well, it does take quite a while, you know? It does take quite a while to actually get these skills leveled. But in this case, I'm having a whale of a time actually doing it just because we are able to get those wonderful multi-hits, and it's so good. Anyway, we've got a suspicious merchant quest here. We're obviously going to be doing that because it is it is very, very good. I'm just gonna see what he has, just in case he has some. I'm gonna buy some rice from him. This is a very, very cheap price for rice, so we're gonna just do that, and we're gonna say yes, these goods are clearly stolen. There we go. They are very clearly stolen, sir. But yeah, this is indeed one of the best new tasks that they've added to the mod, and I very much appreciate that, to be honest. And now, let's see. I'm just gonna tell these guys to... Oh, wow. Yeah, we're already getting kills. I can't even see the enemy, and my guys are already getting kills. That's crazy. And indeed, look at this. Wow. Okay, come on now. Oh, he blocked. Can you imagine? Wow, that was very well done by him. Okay, wait. Now, we could do it. Yeah, there we go. Nice. And my two-handed is now at 124. I'm not seeing any enemies right now, so I'm assuming that is indeed... Oh yeah, that is indeed a victory. I have a feeling like we could probably... You know what? Do you think we should go and join a faction that actually allows us to enter into a war situation that is a little bit more accessible? Because obviously we don't really want to travel a significant distance, do we? At least I personally would prefer not to travel halfway, well, actually all the way across Japan to get to any particular place. That would be, that would be pretty good. That would be pretty nice not to have to do that. But, yeah, maybe we will end up doing that. Oh, the rice isn't actually a good price here. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, well, I actually thought it was, but apparently not. Okay, good to know. Okay, so let's just sell some of this stuff right here. Just want to make sure that I'm offloading things necessarily, kind of good to do. There we go. We're getting 8,000 from this. Look at this, 8,000, and then I can also sell the armor as well, and that's going to get me over 10,000. We're getting so much cash. I'm not going to do the tournament unless no, I'm not anywhere close to getting the next clan tier. We really just need to get into some big battles. I think that is going to be the best course of action for us. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to spend quite a lot of time literally just smelting stuff. As you can see, we are unlocking smithing parts for that too. And yeah, I really wish there was a stamina bar on the UI down here, or just like a little value that tells us how much stamina we have, so I know when to go back in instead of just guessing. That would be really, really nice, but it's okay because, oh, look at that. We just gained a significant amount of smithing skill from something. I don't know. I must have smelted something that provided us with a good amount. Not entirely sure what it was, but yeah. Anyway, let's see. I think there is actually a guy in here. Yeah, there is actually someone in here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take a quick look. My mercenary contract is actually providing me with a pretty significant amount. Now, let's just take a quick look at the diplomacy screen, because obviously there's going to be a huge amount of stuff to take a look at here. However, these wars that are going on here, they are too far away for me to be able to do anything. However, look at this. There are 31 other factions, well, technically 33 other factions for me to potentially join. And I think it would be extremely cool if we could do that. Okay. You know what? Let's leave. Oh, we'll dislike you for abandoning your fealty. Ooh, that's new. All right, let's do it. Did they actually... Oh, nothing actually happened in terms of them disliking me or whatever, but anyway, we're just going to pay the bribe real quick, and then we're going to go and speak to this fellow. Hello there, sir. There's something I'd like to discuss. I would like to enter the service of this fellow, and... Are you serious? He's willing to give me 800. 800? Wait, we do have enemies. We actually have enemies. Oh, I see. Ah, I see. Well, that's the reason why he was willing to give me 800. Aha. Okay, well, that's going to be interesting. All right, so Surging Blow or Braced. Well, charge damage taken. I don't really care about charge damage, so Surging Blow is going to be the play here for me. And we are going to make our way. Yeah, my caravan is going to get destroyed now, as you can quite clearly tell. I think we're going to lose quite a few of our caravans. That's also the reason why having a mercenary contract that is actually going to pay us is going to be very, very significant. Now, I do have to be very careful. Yeah, as you can see right here, we have a vassal, very powerful. Not sure if he's going to be... yeah, this is a bit of an issue, because we have to follow the roads by the looks of things most of the time. So it is going to be a little bit risky. I wouldn't mind fighting a caravan if I can get my hands on one. Or one of these guys. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh no, oh wait a minute. Oh no, this is little unfortunate. Maybe we can get lucky, or nope. No, they're both just, yeah, no. Okay, that's not gonna work. Maybe can I actually win against? You know what? Do you think I can actually beat this guy? I am actually wondering right now. I think I might be able to. Oh, it's one of those situations. Oh, I don't know. Let me actually just... Okay, you know what? I'm going to show the troop tree for a real quick second, because some people actually asked me to do that. So I'm just going to show the troop tree. This is the troop tree for my current faction. I'm just going to show you that right now. As you can see, this is what they're currently all about. Bear in mind that a load of the factions, there are so many factions in the game, by the way, and they all have different specialities. So just bear in mind, I'm not going to show absolutely every single troop tree, because that would take a long time, but I just wanted to show you the current troop tree that we're working with right now. And as you can see, we level these guys into Yumi Samurai, and then they eventually get into Teppo, and then they, you know, eventually get to tier 6s, and then they are absolutely insane. At least I'm kind of hoping that they're doing that. Are they actually leveling into that? Because I don't know whether I have any of these guys. Oh, I do. Yes. I have 9 of them, which is, I suppose, decent. I think that's pretty good. But yeah, anyway, so we have this, and now let me actually just have a look at this guy, because he's using basically the exact same units. All right. Right, okay. And now, if we take a look at someone else, let's just take a look at, I guess we could take a look at, I actually have no idea. These fellows? I have no clue, actually, because they don't seem to have anything particularly amazing, as you could see right there. So, what about these fellows? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so these guys, obviously, as you could tell, they are considerably different in terms of their balancing. Because, of course, my guys, the ones that we're using right now, they have loads of ranged proficiency. They are much more ranged focused than anyone else. Or, shall we say, than these fellows right here. And there are a lot of different variations that you're going to see. And I personally really love that. I think that is extremely fun. Like, for example, look at these fellows. These guys clearly are focusing on heavy cavalry. I mean, massively, right? They are so heavily focusing on that in comparison to everything else. So it is extremely recommended if you're wanting to play with a certain kind of play style, that you just choose the faction that you feel is best for you and then just go for that. I chose this because I wanted to use guns. I wanted to use guns as much as possible because I think that's fun and it's kind of unique to use guns a little bit. And I found that quite amusing to see, because I absolutely love seeing the smoke and the bullets flying across the battlefield. Really fun. All right, so I decided, you know what? I'm just going to give it a go. I've taken a look at this guy pretty closely here, and you can see that he has pretty much no high tier units. If he does have any high tier units, most of them are Shigaru, and they are not actually going to be super difficult for us. However, because they outnumber us basically 2 to 1, we are going to need a significant tactical advantage. Whoa. Okay, never mind then. We are going to be absolutely fine, I think. We will be absolutely fine. So basically what I'm going to do is I am actually going to do a little bit of tactical placement here. Maybe I'll just put these guys over there just to give them a clear line of sight, I suppose. And we'll put those fellows over there too. Alright, so this is maybe gonna be okay. I couldn't place my guys any closer to the opponent, so I'm gonna just do that now. Let's get these guys over here. And we just need them to be in range, or at the very least be in a clear line of sight. I'm actually going to tell my forces to hold fire for the moment. I do not want them to fire right now, because they are going to miss. I'm pretty sure, at least, they're going to miss. As you can see, we do have our, well, horse archers, I was going to say, but we do have our ranged cavalry shooting already. Okay, so I'm going to tell my guys to fire at will now. Yeah, maybe that was a bit too early. Oh no, we're still getting some kills. We are actually getting some kills, so I think that's pretty decent. They do take a huge amount of time to reload, so that's the reason why I wanted to kind of wait a little bit, because I didn't want my guys to just start firing away across the battlefield, because that is just inherently, well, a waste. I'm a bit worried about this now. Maybe I should have gone for archers more than gunners, but I'm gonna have faith in what we've been able to do here, because my fellows are not actually that bad in melee. They're okay, you know, they're alright, and hopefully I will do okay as well. Gonna tell my infantry to charge in, tell my horse archers to charge in. Want to make sure that we have that we give our gunners as much time as possible. Nice. Nice. Come on out. More damage. Oh, yes. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, really. These are the moments that I absolutely love. These are the moments fighting against the odds and absolutely wreaking havoc among the opposing forces. And they don't really have... I'm not sure what they're doing right now, but they don't seem to actually... I think they're just dazed. They just seem to be dazed by how incredible Bruce is. Aren't they? I mean, I know that I am. Surely. Right? Yeah, well, anyway. That is clearly a victory for us. I am actually going to tell my forces to charge in. I'm gonna just do that, make sure that they're, you know, staying in range. They can move forward, they can reload, and then they can continue to shoot. And let's just try and kill this guy if we can. Nice. Oh, that was a nice block as well. Actually, very surprised I actually even made that. Usually that never happens. And I'm wondering, oh no, they're done. Wow. Okay, yeah, they are absolutely done. I mean, this is exactly what is going to happen, or at least this was my, well, shall we say, I kind of thought that this might happen. You know, that's the reason why I decided that I would go for gunners in the first place, because we don't have shields to deal with. Obviously, you know, you could probably get a similar result by, you know, specializing in archers, because archers are, of course, still going to have a similar result, because enemies just do not have shields. And because they don't have shields, because they don't have very heavy armor, archers are going to do pretty much about the same, I think, that what we have here. However, as I say, I really like the potential for those awesome looking volleys of bullets just, you know, getting fired off into the distance. I think that that's just a lot of fun. I think that's really satisfying to look at. Anyway, for some reason we are still running. I'm actually not entirely sure why we're still running here, but apparently the enemy vassal is still in the fight. Yeah, there we go. Was that him? No, he's dead now. Okay, there we go. Yeah, technically the AI does like to stick around quite a while until the enemy vassal lord gets eliminated. But look at this. We just got 16 renown for this, 24 influence. Now just think about this for a real quick second. Look at what we lost. We lost 6 units, which all intents and purposes, we lost low tier, right? All low tier units, nothing really to worry about. And then 24 influence times 800, basically, right? So 24 times 800. That is extreme amounts of profit right there, because we're getting 100 per influence point thanks to our mercenary contract. So I think this was a fundamentally perfect choice for us to make. Oh, and I literally, wow, are you serious right now? I literally, okay, I auto-resolved against the last remaining little gaggle of units that they had here, and we got another 26 renown. So on top of the fact that we already got not 26 renown, 26 influence, that is, we also got 24, or what was it? Yeah, 24 influence or something like that for the actual battle, and now we get 26 influence for doing the auto-resolve, which I think is probably extremely good. I mean, let's face it, that is extremely good. Now, the question is, do I want to let this guy go? I think I will let this guy go. Not for any other reason, but just to gain some additional experience for the charm skill. I don't need cash. I don't really know why we would let him go, but, you know, let's just go with that, right? Let's just go with that. Let's just be honorable. I'm not entirely sure if that is really the smartest idea, but we're gonna do that anyway. I am gonna get more of these fellows, get more of those guys. Let's get more of those guys. There we go. Look at that, 6,500 to level up everyone. Crazy. We're getting good amounts of leadership skill as well, and we're also getting some really significant bonuses here in terms of our loot. Look at this. Nice. New, oh yeah, new gear. Oh yeah, love that, love that. Okay, I'm actually going to get rid of the Naginata here because I'm actually not using it, and it's just weighing me down for no reason whatsoever. And otherwise, we're just going to be looting absolutely everything here and then moving back towards one of our friendly cities. Now, you have to bear in mind, we are actually the underdog here. That's the reason why we're gaining so much cash from the mercenary contract, because as you can see, our faction only has 2 fiefs in comparison to the opponent, who has, well, a significant amount more. So this is going to be very difficult for us, or it should be very, very difficult. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to head back to Hitoyoshi, I believe. I don't think there are any places closer to us. As you can see, look at this, 9,500 in cash from the mercenary contract, and we're going to be getting a significant amount throughout the next couple of days, which is really good, and I am very, very pleased that we were able to do that, actually. And surprisingly enough, I'm actually not entirely sure if these fellows, I mean, here's the thing, if we are able to remain a mercenary with these guys, we might actually have a significant possibility for big gains in almost every aspect. And I'm talking about, we're going to gain renown, influence, money, experience. We're going to create an absolutely almost unstoppable army in the process as well. It's going to be extremely, extremely cool. We're going to go for Berserker here. Generally, I feel like confidence needs to be reworked on the basic level. I think the base level of it is just, it's just not usable. Like, basically, the only time that this is going to be working is if you've taken no damage, because, I mean, on any difficulty level, even if you're playing on the lowest difficulty level, more than likely, eventually, you're going to go lower than 90%. I personally believe that this particular perk should be reworked to be 75%. So, for example, 15% damage with two-handed weapons while you have more than 75% of your hit points. That provides a little bit more leeway for this perk to be active. Otherwise, it doesn't really seem that useful to me. Whereas Berserker, As you see here, it works when you have less than 50% of your HP, which is going to happen quite often. So I think that this is a much better use case for this. Otherwise, I am going to level up my one-handed once again, even though I'm not entirely sure. Should I actually do that? Ha. I'm thinking about leadership right now, to be honest. I'm thinking about leadership right now just purely because of Famous Commander. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to actually do that. I'm going to do leadership because I'm not sure whether I will use one-handed just for that 10% movement speed increase or whatever it was that we were going to get beforehand. It could be extremely impactful for us to get that movement speed, but I don't know whether I want to, fully commit to that, because committing to it would be a pretty significant investment. And I'm not sure if I want to do that just yet. We are getting some, ooh, hello. That is a very nice piece of armor. Do I want to buy it? Do I want to buy a piece of armor? I could. It is quite heavy, but it looks great. It's orange. It's orange. I'm not a terribly big fan of the orange, but I am actually going to do this. We're going to be spending 42,000 on this, but we have the new mercenary contract. I'm hopeful that that is not going to go away anytime soon. All right, so before we head back out, let's take a look at some of the troops that are potentially available for us to level up. And I'm talking about level up into the wondrous companions that we have available here. So you can see here, this guy, he has the potential to be absolutely insane in regards to guns. And, well, look at these guys. So, some of these are absolutely insane. Funnily enough, though, I do think that if... Oh, he actually killed an enemy lord. Wow, that's pretty cool. But yeah, anyway, the point is, technically, what we should ideally do is wait until one of these guys, if I can, there we go, if I can get back out here, one of these fellows gets a kill. If we can wait for one of these guys to get a kill instead of these, not get a kill, but you know what I mean. Basically, if we wait for them to do something, then we could potentially get extreme reward for it. It could be very, very useful. Okay, caravan is being attacked over here. She was defeated. That's somewhat unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to make it there in time, but unfortunately, caravans, they're extremely easy for enemies to eliminate by the looks of things, so we're going to have some problems with that. Hello there. I'm feeling pretty confident now, which is bad. I should really not be feeling this confident. But, I mean, you can see my army right now. My army is looking really pretty strong. I did recruit a couple of extra G Samurai, and I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be enough for us, but let's actually just see. Oh, wait. This guy wants... Wait, do you want to fight me? Okay, apparently they do. Okay, now this is another outnumbering situation. However, as you could see... Ooh, this guy might be a bit difficult. Maybe. One of them is fielding some pretty decent troops in comparison to the other. So we might be okay. I mean, it depends. If we're on a hill, like we were beforehand... Yeah, we're fighting in the rice fields. Alright, so this is... Yeah, I think we'll be okay. It's flat, right? I think it's flat, so this is not too bad. What we're going to do is we're going to put these guys into a loose formation, and we're going to just spread them out like this. Like that. I think that seems like the best course of action, at least most of the time. Let's put these guys over here, and let's go. And it is time for us to fire at will. Here we go. We're gonna... Oh, there we go. There's the volley. There's the volley coming in. I love actually seeing that every single time. It is so fun. Okay, we're going to tell our horse archers to skirmish on their mounts so that they can actually delay the opponent somewhat. We're going to tell our infantry to charge in as well so that, again, they can delay a little bit. Even if we do end up losing a couple of them, that is just how things are going to have to be. I need to buy as much time as possible for our... Oh, nice hit. I didn't manage to kill him, but that was a good hit. All right. Nice. Nice. Come on now. Nice. There we go. Yes. Yes. More delays for the opponent. That is what we need. Oh, that guy survived. That guy must be having the perk that allows him to have a little bit of extra HP. But as you can see, our forces are actually not terrible in melee combat as well. And, I mean, to be fair, they probably... they shouldn't be, to be honest. They really shouldn't be. Okay, hello! Oh, yes! Ah, we got him off his mount. Perfect. And... let's kill this guy. He's the enemy lord, I'm pretty sure. That is the enemy lord. I think so. He's got some pretty ornamental armor on, so I'm almost certain that yep, that was the guy. Someone actually did manage to take him out. And indeed, as you can see, we've taken even fewer casualties than we did last time. And this is purely, again, because the battlefield is so flat. And of course, because we have really... We have a very good army composition, and you know, this is kind of what I envisaged at the very beginning, because I was like, oh yeah, gunners, no shields, yes, perfect. Obviously, you know, shields generally don't make that much of a difference against guns, because most of the time they do have the ability to penetrate shields quite easily, so there is also that. But you know, it's still pretty good, still pretty efficient. And I think we should be pretty fine here. Most of these enemies don't really know how to fight against, apparently, an Odachi somehow now all of a sudden. These guys don't seem to know what to do, but anyway, we'll tell our archers just to auto-delegate now, as they are more than likely just going to charge. And indeed, that's it. That's the end of the battle. Extreme amounts of renown and influence for us right there. And indeed, we were able to eliminate 2 additional vassals. Bear in mind, if we want to become a vassal with this particular faction, we could try to help them to, well, take over this area. What do you think? Shall we join this particular faction? I don't know. I am actually going to start taking these guys prisoner, to be honest. I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but I am actually going to start doing that now, because I personally believe that it's maybe going to be a good idea to just reduce their overall ability to pretty much do anything if we can. Alright, so first of all, in the loot, we have new gloves, which is going to be super good, and we also have a new helmet too. Now, I'm not entirely sure if we're really going to be taking anything else. I personally don't really believe that anything else is going to be super useful here, but the amount of loot we're getting right now, look at the amount of loot. Look at this. All of this, and then 78 more items. I mean, really, how can we say that this is not worth it? Yeah, I think this is much better than what we were doing before. I'm actually surprised that we had a mercenary offer that was awarding us such a minuscule amount of cash. Really surprising, actually, from that. Anyway, we're once again just going to be leveling these guys. Oh, look at that, 5,000. That's absolutely incredible. And we are getting our leadership leveled up too. Okay, hello there. Do you want to fight? Do you want to fight? Yeah, they are. They're kind of considering it. They're considering it right now. Are you sure you want to fight me? No? Ah, now they do. Now they do. Okay, that's obviously fine. All right. So, well, I mean, oh, wait. These guys actually have horse gunners. One of them has horse gunners. Okay, that might actually be a little bit of a problem. Maybe. Now, bear in mind, because we were fighting against Saikai units, basically, we now have a couple of prisoners from our own faction, which is actually quite nice. Or shall we say, not our own faction, but, you know, from this region's units. And that's actually going to make a significant difference to our reinforcements, because we're going to be able to convert them to our side as time goes on, and that's going to really help us out. Anyway, we're just going to put these guys over here, and yeah, we're going to be pretty good. All right, so let me see. What we're going to need to do is going to need to move these guys up here. Going to tell our forces to hold fire. I need to make sure that we have clear line of sight, but the problem is they're probably going to... Yeah, they're probably going to get in here relatively quickly. Yeah, as you can see, they are. Okay, so fire at will. We're going to have to kill these guys really, really fast. Otherwise, they're going to continue to harass us. Not sure... Yeah, as you can see, they're already doing damage, which is very bad. Okay. Oh, that was a nice... That was a wonderful, wonderful volley. Okay. Let's tell our horse archers to charge, or auto-delegate in this case. We might have an issue. Yeah. We might have a bit of an issue here. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. Unfortunately, I am having to run into gunners and archers and stuff like that now, which is really not very good, but what can I do? What can I do apart from that? Not much, not much. Oh, I love the ability to... Oh, I know I say it every episode, but it is so true. Ah, yeah, did not really want to die there, but I couldn't really help it, could I? Couldn't really help it. Okay, so how are we doing? Oh, we're actually doing pretty well. Unfortunately, I have a feeling we are probably... Are we going to lose? We might. Yeah, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. We've got to retreat. We've got to retreat from this. I'm hopeful that we're... I hope we're really going to be able to escape here. Okay, we're going to have to try to get away from this. It's going to cost us 9 troops, which is really, really bad. Alright, so I've returned to Hitoyoshi, and I've been waiting for some time because we just had, well, so many casualties, and I had to leave so many people behind. But thankfully, we did manage to make it here. Now, the one thing that we have to do is we have to level up our forces again. We do have a still pretty decent, pretty strong army, but we do have a lot of recruits and a lot of new people, so we're gonna obviously have to do that, unfortunately. Now, this is obviously gonna give me an opportunity to pretty much just, you know, stick around the town, do a little bit of smelting here and there, try to get some additional, you know, additional pieces of crafting and all that wonderful stuff, and hopefully by the time we're done with all this, and by the time we're done with, you know, forging some new stuff, for some reason, wakazashis are extremely difficult to unlock the parts of. I actually don't know why. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.